This week on What Do You Got? Do video games change your personality as you develop?
Ooh, stay tuned.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Tim Fulton,
And I'm Andy Smith.
and this is NPR News.
Yes.
And this is What Do You Got? A little segment where we come to the table with the topic that the other guy doesn't know about. We're going to spring it on each other and chit-chat about it for a little while. This is Andy's turn. Andy, what do you got?
Video game effects. I'm still like 60% sure about effects and FX, how those two work. Just throwing that out there.
I don't, so I can't confirm or deny. So we're just going to go with effect is the correct one in this
I was going to
scenario.
try to explain it, but then I'm like 50% sure. I have a college degree. So
let's talk about it.
I was watching there's like this podcast video thing I watch on YouTube because it's about history and I have no life. It's called Extra Credits. Shout out to Extra Credits. They do awesome little short clips with like all this information, little fucking cartoons and shit. And I saw a topic and it was on video games and they do like Roman history, like everything from like back then. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? I clicked on it and they were saying and talking about how like growing up playing certain kinds of video games can obviously have an effect on certain things. But they were saying that there's one game that's changing how a lot of kids are possibly going to like develop with their personalities as far as certain things. So when you come from video games, like us playing Mario, all this stuff, it's fast paced, adrenaline based because you can die at any moment, all this stuff. And the goal is to get to the end or to get the fucking thing and get the mission and get the fireworks and all this shit. It's fast paced. It's real quick.
Yeah, my adrenaline pumping.
Yeah. So then as they develop, you get like copycat versions of that.
Yeah.
How many different Marios and all this stuff. And then the next generation that grew up playing Mario, then they develop, Mortal Kombat. And then people develop Mortal Kombat, develop Halo when they get older and all that shit. And it progresses to like more and more extreme, more and more now. And that's kind of given a lot of people that are our age plus or minus 10 years that need to, and this is just theoretical kind of thing, but it makes sense when you think about it. So we're going to go with it. It gives you like the instant gratification need, everything's got to be quick, loaded up. Let's go. First person shooter. It's all like, reflex based.
Yeah.
Like it's all reflex based. And then they were saying that the game Minecraft.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Yeah. Now, the difference with Minecraft, with all these other games, and I've seen people play Minecraft.
Yeah.
I've had friends that play it, so I kind of get it, like what it's about. But there's no goal.
There's no end game.
There's no it's different than like a MMO, like a massive multiplayer online or whatever the hell it's called. Like World of Warcraft, let's just say. Those are like free play, like they're open world, but like you do have like missions and stuff like that you go on, and there is a storyline that you can follow, but you can also do whatever the fuck you want, and the game just never ends. But the difference with Minecraft is like there's really nothing you do. Like you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like you can build crazy castles and all this stuff, but like it's a long time consuming that takes a lot of patience and like just sitting around and just doing it. And what they're saying is that kids that are growing up on this, the way that game is set up and how not addictive, but addictive video games and how much time people spend on there, it does have a developmental aspect on your personality so that you're not always like, I need things now. You're like, no, it takes time. Like if you want to get 500 wood, you need to just spend time harvesting 500 wood, and it takes time.
Well, that's a shocking but positive effect.
Yeah, and what they've also said was that every other popular video game, there are always all these knockoff and people that try to copy it. But apparently, like, I don't know if this is true or not, but nobody's done that with Minecraft.
I think that's true. If it isn't true, I don't know of any popular game that has replicated it to that degree.
No. Like with Warcraft, World of Warcraft, you have like the Star Wars version of it, this version of it, Red Dead Redemption. Like they're all kind of that same genre. I don't know any other than Minecraft. That's the only thing I know that's like that.
I mean, I guess any world building game is kind of like that to a certain degree. Like I'm thinking about all like the Sims or Sim City or all those roller coaster tycoons where you just build stuff, but it's much more
Fast. It's faster.
It's faster and it's much more limited. Like
Yes.
they're like Minecraft is. It's weird because it's one of those things like there's nothing to do, but at the same time there's everything to do because your imagination is the limit. Like I know people who, and by I know people I mean I've seen videos online of like people who completely replicate a different video game inside of Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like they'll build like the castle from Mario to a T, and you'll be able to like explore it and stuff.
Ron, you got to see the shit that he made on there. And they have like little groups, clans, whatever you call them, that they make. But just thinking like the amount of time it takes to do that, and also like think about the community that you're dealing with. You're dealing with a community where everyone agrees like we need to build the Mario Castle, like a giant version of it that's extremely detailed, but it's all in blocks.
Yeah.
So it's pixelated, but it's extremely detailed. And it's like, well, how long is it going to take? Could be years. But like, we're just going to collectively do that. It sounds dumb, but like when you think about that culturally and how like your brain works, that's vastly different than the communities of the first person shooter where like you go into the lobby and it is just like the most offensive shit of all time being said. And that's the community because it's like, I need everything right now. And it's weird when you think about it, and it sounds silly if you're not really into video games. When you do think about it, there is like certain types of people that play certain types of video games, and not that like you can pigeonhole everyone into each thing.
Yeah.
But like certain people, you're like, he's not going to like that game. It's too slow. Or he's not going to like that game. It's too fast. It's like there's certain people that like mystery games or like the methodical, like think 'em out strategy games. And then there's people that like a mix of both. But to grow up like having that be like your game for years, it does.
And people do get addicted to it. It's been around for a hot minute. I keep thinking about it as like this new like.
It's been around for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Or longer.
We're so old.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, like when you think about like just the development of that, because that is like the what kids do nowadays.
Yeah.
Like we were just getting into that when we were kids. Like the first couple years we were like making memories. Like we weren't like obsessed with video games because they weren't like huge for us. They were huge for adults.
Yeah.
But like not for children really. But then as soon as we got to be like 9 that's when it got serious.
That's when the game started to change.
Yes.
No pun intended. The only reason I'm hesitant to like, I'd be really curious to look at the science of this because the only reason I'm hesitant to like say like, yeah, this probably is definitely having like a slow down pace on kids is for the opposite reason. Because like for years, people have been complaining like all these video games, they're going to make violent assholes out of everyone. They were looking at like the GTAs and the I mean, GTA is the easy example, but like Doom,
Yeah.
Duke Nukem, all of these games, and they're like, they're going to make people violent. They're going to make people racist. They're going to do this. They're going to do that, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, the lobbies of those places might be a little racist.
A little bit.
A little bit racist. But like, I play GT like a mofo, and I ain't going around robbing cars and hitting women over the head for money. So I don't want to instantly be like, oh, that's a good side effect. Yeah, it's probably
But
true.
you're thinking of it in a different, because that's where my head went too. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm explaining it wrong. It's not talking about like it's not talking about like the behavior on like a very like that specific where like you're playing GTA and you're killing, people in a donut shop. So you're going to kill people in a donut shop now. It's more along the lines of like the level of engagement and the type of engagement that you have with the game. So like when you are playing Minecraft, you're not in this like I need it now mindset. Whereas with GTA, you're kind of like just gonna run around and do shit.
Yeah.
You run around and blow stuff up. It's not like you're gonna blow stuff up in real life, but like you have that like I need to do things right. Oh, I just spit everywhere. I need to do things right now. Whereas the other side of it is like it's like almost like the difference with people who like they can't even sit down and watch a half-hour show. They got to get up.
Yeah.
And it's like it's almost like that would be this video's version of the first-person shooter raised kid. Whereas somebody that could sit and enjoy and binge watch would be like the other one. Like somebody that can just sit and like accept that things are going to take time and all this stuff. It's just weird because that's kind of the first game that's ever really been like that. And I was trying to think of other games. There was like one or two, but they're never that popular. Like I remember the game Myst.
Yeah.
That was like a really like you got to sit and think about it. But it's different because that one was like you had to be like really tuned in and like paying attention. Whereas Minecraft, it's like you don't have to be really proficient at anything or knowledgeable. It's like anyone can do it, and yet like you know what I mean? Like there's no skill set needed.
No, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
I played Myst recently.
Recently? Really?
I mean, like within the past year.
Where did you get it? I have the old case in Vermont.
It's available on Steam. It's like a newer, like the graphics are a little bit more updated. Ooh, do you know what was another good one?
Did you ever hold on? This is important.
I couldn't finish it. It was way too
This
difficult.
is important. My dad, that was the first game my dad doesn't really play a lot of video games, but he got obsessed with. He had a notebook, a full notebook, only for Myst with notes, clues, and he's like, "Don't touch that. Don't touch that."
Yeah,
And he'd be like, "Where's the rocket ship? Remember the rocket ship?"
I do.
He had all the toggle switches laid out with like which combinations to put them in, and then you have to run all the way across the map and see what color the light was, so you know which way to go with the toggle switch. Because it wasn't just like instant. That fucking game would drive people insane.
It did.
Insane.
Because like you expect to like just go and play a video game and be like, all right, I'm gonna do like this, that, the other thing, and you get like so far into it and you're like, oh no, like I have to like read for a long amount of time. I have to go through all these books. Like it's not me playing a video game. It's me like doing a little bit in a game, sitting down and thinking.
Yeah.
And it drives you
But here's the other thing too.
insane.
That's before they were like, "Oh, you can't figure it out. Click here for a hint." They're just like, "Oh, you can't figure it out? Well, now you're going to be in a mental institution now because you wasted 4 years of your life trying to figure out this stupid game."
There's a specific game that I played on.
I had to watch somebody beat that game once. Cuz it was after like they had like those YouTube walkthroughs and I was like, I need to know what happens. And like, I don't know what happens still. Like the rocket ship goes off or something.
I to this day I don't know how that game ends. I need to go back. So there's this other game for PS4. It came out.
Is this it?
You click it. It's called The Witness. I'm not sure when it came out. It came out within the past 5 years, I want to say. 2016. So when was that? We're in 21, so 6 years ago. 5 years ago.
Okay.
The Witness is this game where like it's the same thing. There's a bunch of puzzles where you have to. It sounds dumb, but like there's like these puzzle stations, and you get to a puzzle station, and like you basically have to like make these lines light up, and whenever you figure out a puzzle, a new room will open.
Okay.
And like it goes from being very easy to being insanely hard very quickly, and then this thing in the game happens where you realize that everything is a puzzle. Like, you go from puzzle station to puzzle station, and you're answering all these different puzzle stations, and it's set up the same way as Myst, where, like, you don't have to go that way. It's open world. Like, you can do whatever you want, and, like, so, like, you'll spend a little time here playing with this thing. You'll spend a little time here playing with that thing, and it's kind of epic. And then, like, you're like, oh, but that thing kind of makes a line, like, in that mountain, and then you click it, and because of your perspective, like, that starts glowing. I don't know how, I'm going to have to show you, like, I'm going to link to a demo, or preview of this game after the
Gameplay
fact.
video.
Gameplay. And like when you, I almost said when you get to the end of the game, but like your brain starts breaking because like you start seeing these lines in real life, and it's just friggin'.
That's how I felt. Myst is the only game I've ever played. I don't know what the feeling is, but I got a unique feeling when playing that game.
It's
that
like
I never got
it's like
with any other game.
It's like a sense of awe. It's like wonder. Like you
Yeah.
don't know what to expect, and you're excited.
But you don't know what, like, it gets to a point where you're like, any other game that gets you to that point, you're just like, this is dumb and I'm not going to play it. But Myst, they did it in a way where like you had a need to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I remember there was this one time we were trying to find something, and there was like that stairway with the pipe, the iron pipe hand railing. And the thing is with Myst, not everything was set in place. And this is kind of before games used to like make things a little different color so you knew they could be picked up.
Yes.
And I remember walking, and we hadn't found a clue in days. Hours and hours of walking around, no clues, no nothing. And looked down, and there was a bush. And like there was this little thing like this. And you're like, is that a note? And you click on it, and you're like, you can pick things like, where else have I not clicked on something?
Yeah.
So then you literally just spent all day just clicking
Everywhere.
pixel and pixel, just to see if there was something there. I need to
Mind numbing.
I need to see how this works. Myst.
You need to see how Myst worked. Didn't that game come out in like
1993.
been murdering
9 out of 10 on Steam.
because it's that good?
I mean, I need to know how it.
What do you mean how it works?
I need to know how it ends.
Oh, don't tell people. Spoilers, people.
It's been out since 1993. All right? The Minecraft kids are too young to be watching this show. They're the only motherfuckers that got the patience to play this game, okay? All these first-person shooter kids our age aren't doing this. Players, okay, we're going to read this and then we're going to end it. Players assume the role of an unnamed person who stumbles across the unusual book titled Myst. The player reads the book and discovers a detailed description of an island world called Myst. Placing their hand on the last page, the player is whisked away to the world described and is left with no choice but to explore the island. Myst contains a library where 2 additional books can be found, colored red and blue. The red pill in the...
That was the other thing about Myst. When I first started playing, I played too fast, and then I was like, I don't remember what I
you did.
have and what I haven't touched. So I got like 5 hours into it, and I'm like,
What did I change?
what did I do?
What did I change?
What did I change?
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
No. These books are traps that hold Sirius and... How do you say that word? Sirius?
Akinar.
The sons of Artus, who once lived on Myst Island, and his wife Catherine. Artus writes special linking books that transport people into the worlds of ages that the book describes. From the panels of their books, Sirius and Ancanar? Why can't I say that?
I don't know.
Tell the player that Artus is dead. Each brother blames the other for the death of their father. I don't remember any of this.
I don't remember this either.
As well as the destruction of most of Artus' library. Both plead for their help to escape. The books are missing several pages, rendering their son's messages unclear and riddled with static. So this is a murder mystery that you have to free some god's kid. As the player continues to explore the island, books linking to more ages are discovered and hidden behind complex mechanisms and puzzles. The player must visit each age, find the red or blue pages hidden there, return to Myst Island. These pages can be then placed in the corresponding books. As the player adds more pages to the books, the brothers can be seen and heard more clearly. After collecting 4 pages, the brothers can talk clearly enough to tell the player where the 5th and final missing pages of their book is hidden. If the player can complete either book, that brother will be set free. The clearer dialogues also allow the player to more accurately judge each brother's personality. The player is left with a choice to help Sirius, Ankar, or neither. Sirius and Angar beg the player not to touch the green book that is stored in the same location as their final pages, claiming that it to be another book like their own. In truth, it leads to Deny, where Artus is imprisoned. When the book is open, Artus asks the player to bring him a final pages that is hidden on Mist Island. Without it, he cannot bring his sons to justice. The game has several endings, depending on the player's actions. Imagine beating this, forgetting what you did, and then having to remember and go back to get all 3 endings. Given either Sirius or Artus's final pages of their book causes the player to switch places with the sun, leaving the player trapped in the prison book. So either if you choose one son or the other, they're both assholes.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's the same ending for. So linking Deny without the pages, Artus leaves the player and Artus trapped in Deny. Linking to Deny with the pages allows Artus to complete his Mist book and return to the island. Upon returning to the library, the player finds a red and blue book gone, and burn marks on the shelves where they used to be. So does that mean that the dad killed the 2 sons?
Or at least left them trapped in those prisons forever.
Bro, how many drugs?
All of them.
How many drugs do you have to do to come up with that game in 1993?
All of them.
All the drugs.
All the drugs.
All the acid. You got to have
that is a giant acid trip.
You got to have the coke to stay awake just to write it. Holy shit. Now I really want to play that game. Look at that Macintosh. That thing could kill an elephant if you dropped it on it.
All right, I think we're going on a little bit long here. Do you have any lasting thoughts before we wrap up?
Yeah, we got to play Myst. We got to beat it.
I ain't playing Myst with you. You're gonna rage out.
Yeah.
This mother
Fucking map.
All right, guys, let us know what you think about, I forget what the topic was, in the comment section down below. What other cool games are we not playing that we should be playing? Excuse me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go to brodownpro.com to get all your cool-ass Brodown gear. We'll catch you guys next time. And stay tuned. I might link somewhere to that other game that I was talking about. What the hell was it called?
We probably won't, but we're going to say we will.
Catch you guys next time.
Later.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all